Well, good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me. The Commission is meeting today for a briefing on the proposed changes to our 10 CFR Part 51 and the supporting technical basis document, our generic environmental impact statement for license renewal of nuclear plants, or the GEIS. The Atomic Energy Act gave the NRC the authority to issue licenses to commercial nuclear power plants for up to 40 years and then to issue license renewals for up to 20 years. And our responsibilities under the National Environmental Policy Act call for a review of these environmental impacts at license renewal. So as part of that process, we have developed a generic environmental impact statement and to assess the impacts in addition then to the supplemental assessments that are done by licensees. And so today we're here to talk about that generic environmental impact statement.
Thank you. As I'm sure you're aware, the license renewal application and the staff's review is really consists of two parallel processes, one the safety review and the other an environmental review. Just over a year ago, we completed a revision to the generic aging lessons learned, which is the safety review guidance, and it took advantage of all the operating experience and the experience over the last years to provide the update to the safety side of this review activity. What we've been talking about this afternoon and what we will present in a few minutes has to do with the comparable update to the environmental reviews. As I think you've also gotten a flavor from the first panel, this is a very complex review. It hits very many different technical areas within the environmental review area, many different disciplines, and I would just like to acknowledge the very beneficial participation of a wide range of stakeholders, some of whom were represented at the earlier panel, but far more stakeholders than we could possibly have at a commission meeting, and they've all provided a very valuable contribution to our update process. As well as, even though we have the Office of Nuclear Reactor Regulation at the table today, we had a number of other offices, FSME, New Reactors, OGC, and the Office of Research all had very important roles in this rulemaking. So we are on track to provide the final rule to the Commission on May 1st, absent some direction to do something other than that. So with that, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Eric to begin the discussion.
I think it was on. Thank you, Bill. Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioners. I'm going to echo one of Bill's themes, that the NRC staff continuously looks to improve our guidance and our regulations. We incorporate lessons learned and knowledge gained from completed license renewal environmental rules. We incorporate what we learn from operating experience, and as we identify new environmental or safety issues over time, we incorporate those changes into our license renewal reviews. Now, from 1986 to 1996, the NRC set up its current regulatory framework for license renewal environmental reviews, including our regulations and our guidance. From 2000 to the present, the NRC has used this framework to safely review 71 commercial nuclear power reactor licenses. Over 40 license renewal environmental reviews have been conducted. Already, we have 9 units that have entered the period of extended operation, and they're operating safely beyond their initial 40-year license term. Throughout, the NRC has maintained our focus on protecting people and the environment. Now, as you just heard about the generic environmental impact statement, it's intended to improve the efficiency of the license renewal environmental review process. Generic issues are called Category 1. They're addressed in the GEIS. Category 2 issues require a plant-specific environmental assessment. NRC staff conducts its own independent assessment of Category 2 issues in plant-specific supplements to the generic environmental impact statement. For every issue, the NRC staff also looks for new and significant information that could change the Category 1 generic conclusions of the GEIS. And through our review process, we do this by asking the public during our scoping meetings and during our draft comment periods. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Melanie and have Melanie Galloway get into more details. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Melanie Galloway, and I'm the Acting Director of the Division of License Renewal in the Office of Nuclear Reactor Regulation. I am pleased to be here today to discuss the background and status of the update to 10 CFR Part 51, the License Renewal Environmental Regulations and their associated technical basis, New Reg 1437, entitled the Generic Environmental Impact Statement for License Renewal of Nuclear Plants. Andy and I in our discussions will refer to that, as you know, as the GEIS. The topics I will address today are noted on the slide above.